Today I'm going to show you a really easy way on how to do an oil change on your push mower, your ride-on lawnmower, or your motorcycle. There's no tools needed, there's no drain plug to undo, it cuts way down on the mess, it's really easy to make, and it'll hook up to any shop vac. So like I just said, it'll hook up to any size shop vac, one of these big ones or a little one like this. And the good part is you don't even need the hose. So the first thing you're going to need is any 2-liter pop bottle. They've all got a slightly different shape at the top, but it doesn't matter which one you pick. And make sure you keep the cap. And you'll need a 32 ounce or 1 liter mason jar, along with a lid and a band. And you'll need 6 feet of 1/4 inch by 3/8 vinyl hose. And the last thing you're going to need is 1 foot of 5/16 outer diameter plastic tubing. This stuff's used for the water supply line for most fridges. You can get this and the vinyl tubing at most hardware stores and buy it by the foot. So first take your pop bottle and you want to cut it around this line right here. You can use a utility knife to get started. Just rock it back and forth until it goes through and then use a pair of scissors to cut the top off. Next, we want to drill a hole in the cap that's slightly smaller than the diameter of the vinyl tube. You can use any drill bit that you like, but I find that these stepper drills work really well. They're excellent at cutting holes in sheet metal and plastic, and they're marked at each step. If you want to get one of these, I'll have it linked in the description below. So what I like to do is take a piece of masking tape and mark it so that I don't go past that step. It's best to leave the cap on when you drill it. Now take your 6 feet of vinyl tube, cut it in two, and cut the end at an angle. And with the hose cut at an angle, we're now able to easily pull the hose through the hole. With the hole in the cap being smaller, it'll now choke the hose and prevent any leaks. Now take the other piece of hose and insert the plastic tube. And you'll end up with 2 pieces like this. Now take your mason jar lid and cut 2 holes the same size as you cut in the lid of the pop bottle. Now cut the 2 remaining hoses on an angle also. Then slide the ring on, then pull the one with the pop bottle on it through about 1/2 inch, and the other one pull it through about 1.5 inches. And when you're finished, it should look something like this. And the last thing you want to do is 1/2 to 3/4 of the way up the jar, you want to make a maximum fill mark. And if you really don't like to use glass and you think it might break, you can always use a plastic container like this. They're very thick and robust and they won't break. You just drill out the top the same way. I'll also have this bottle linked in the description below. So let me show you how it works first with some blue colored water. So just turn on the vacuum, attach the end, and put the plastic tube in the liquid and it'll start drawing. And just lift the tube out to stop. And some of you may be thinking you can't restrict a vacuum like that, it's going to overheat. But that's not the case. Shop vacs are very robust and they all come with a thermal switch inside that will kick out if it overheats. They take tons of abuse during normal use when they've got a plugged up filter. I actually had this one going 30 minutes restricted and it didn't cut out at all. Now I'll show you how it works on the lawnmower. It works best when the engine oil is warm, so give it a minimum 3 to 4 minute warm up. It's good to tilt the lawnmower just a bit to make sure you get all of the oil. And the time it took to get all of the oil out, less than 60 seconds. Now let's try this other lawnmower. It has a dipstick tube. We'll use the bigger shop vac on it and we'll use the plastic container. And then just like with the other lawnmower, you should tilt it a bit to make sure you get all of the oil. And just like last time, the time to remove the oil, less than 60 seconds. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, and hit the dinger to get notifications, and we'll see you next time.